So if you have ever done any form of scripture presentation or projection in church, then you will have come across this software called Easy Worship. Yes. Give me a second. I know I have exactly less than 3 to 5 seconds, depending on what you are doing, to actually keep your focus on this or to keep you watching this video. But here is the gist of it. Over the weekend, I came up I run out of a side project to do, and I thought, well, how about we build a desktop application for projection that will be pretty similar to Easy Worship. We can all work on it together. It's going to be an open source and free application, desktop application for projection. So what do you say? Do you want to hear the rest of the story? So what happened is this is going to be a series of videos, and in the few coming videos there is also going to be a live stream section, coding section, where we are going to work on some specific parts of the application. Easy Worship is a projection software, as you might have guessed, and right now you have to have a monthly subscription to make use of the application, and for small churches like mine, that is no ideal. All right, so let's set up our Windows computer for Node.js development. So you can ask ChatGPT to give you a step-by-step guide to do this. I also have a video on the topic that you can find. So the first thing that we need to do is to install WSL, which is the Windows subsystem for Linux. Okay, so once the installation is successful, this should install WSL by default, and also install Ubuntu as the default distribution, Linux distribution for our development environment. So here all we have to do is to set up a new user and enter a password. Make sure we remember the user and also the password. Okay, so next what we have to do is to run sudo apt update and sudo apt upgrade to update our sources list and upgrade our packages for this development environment. All right, so next we are going to install Git and ZSH to make our terminal look beautiful, and Git to manage our version control for the development cycle. So next we go through a little bit more customization of our terminal to make it look a little bit more beautiful, completely not necessary. And then next we run back to ChatGPT and we ask for instruction on how to set up NVM, that is the Node version manager, so that we can install Node and manage the version of Node that we want for each of our developments for our applications. Okay, so we are going to use Electron.js to build our desktop application, and Electron.js is a Node.js framework, and it promises to build a desktop application using HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. The good web development days, right? So to actually make our life easier, we are going to install Electron.js with Vite and TypeScript so that we can use it along with React and Tailwind and Shadcn. So here I'll name my application Present, and you'll see why in a second. So we are going to use Cursor for building this application. So we are going to download, install, and set up Cursor for building this application. Okay, so once we open our application in Cursor and then we start the application using npm start, our initial application should look something like this. Okay, so whenever I start a new project, I like to come up with 4 specific documents. So the first one is the software requirement document, and the second one is the project document. The third one is the progress document. Then finally we have a diagram called the system structure diagram. So for the software requirement document, for most of these documents I just head straight to Claude AI. You can use ChatGPT if you are okay with that, and then my prompt is usually something similar to what you have on the screen. And with that, it gives me a document that outlines the specific things that we want to build, why we want to build it. I get these documents mainly so that as anyone else wants to work with the on the application, being you or even the AI, I can refer them to one of these documents, and then they will have an idea for of what specifically we are doing. And so the next one is a project document, and for the project document is a summary of the software requirement documents. So these documents basically outlines what the project is specifically about. It talks about the team, the deadlines, the goals, and all the objectives of the application. Now, the other document that I like to work on is the progress document. This document outlines the progress of the applications and tells you where specifically we have reached and what is the next plan and the next thing that we need to do. Then finally, we have the structured diagram, which simply shows you the relationship with all the components that we are building, all the features, the relationships and the links that are between those those features. So this is usually a memory diagram. When you download this editor, this extension from for your VS Code or your Cursor code editor, then you can view this diagram right in your application. And so this is the diagram. It tells you what the MVP phase that we want to work on. So here, what I want to do is I want Cursor to help me set up Tailwind and React Tailwind and Shadcn, and you can see my prompt on your screen. Okay, so this is my Cursor setup, and it might be slightly different from yours because I have set up the AI editor or the chat section onto the left of my screen instead of onto the right. Okay, so next there were some few errors when I was trying to set up Tailwind with React, but I've managed to fix them now. So when I run the application again, you can see that now the Tailwind style is showing. So next I'm going to use this prompt, and I want the AI to generate a basic front page for me, just to at this point I don't really have a design, so I'll go and hunt for a proper design and then I'll continue from there. Okay, so currently this is what the application looks like. So this is going to be the entry page, and in the future I'm going to change this with a proper logo for the application, and I'm going to add the ability to start a new service right here. So for now, we also have the service list, the list of services that the individual has or will create, have them on the right. So for now, so let me walk you through how all of this came about. So you can see that we also have a details page that has a side menu right here. And for now, I'm going to also change the title bar here. So first things first, let me show you what this code looks like. This is the root of the application, and I've enabled the theme functionality for this application. So I've also added readers and readers toolkits for this application. I choose to use readers and readers toolkits. Well, if you don't know what they are actually readers and readers toolkit is a state management system, pretty much like the context API in React, with the exception that it has a centralized store as compared to the context API. So that's one of the main. That's not. I think I'm still using readers and readers toolkits out of habit because I've used it for a very long time. So that's it. And when we talk about the main application, so this is the main application, and here I'm using React Router to set up a few routes for the application. And currently, when the home page, which is what you get here, is what you just in this one right here. So it just has it has two sections that are I'm using Flex to bring together. So the first section, which is the one with the blue background, and then the other one that sort of can change background because I'm using a background that I've defined in index.css here. So that's the home page. Now for the services pages, when an individual clicks on the services, it leads them to a services page, which is the services details page here. So currently these are all just placeholders, and as we move on, we are going to get a far better and better design for this application. So if you have any idea for a design for this application, make sure that you reach out so that we can work on this together. And as usual, the code will be available on my GitHub account. I'll also leave a link in the description of this video so that you can interact and you can have access to the entire thing. But for now, before we wrap up this video, I think you can also see the dark version. So this is what it looks like in the dark version. This is what the home looks like. So currently I'm going forward, I'm going to remove most of this and I'm going to keep just the scripture, the services link or the services page for now. Another thing that I need to do, or I should do right now, is to actually remove this custom header. Unfortunately, I've already set up a custom header here, so it's not so much of, it's not anything that big. It's just on the left you have a bunch of menus that are currently just buttons that are not doing anything specific, and in the center I have the name of my application. It's not in there. And then on the right you have the buttons for closing and then for opening the application. Now to make that change work, I'll have to go into main.ts, and where we are creating the new window, I will set this to false. So this will not change immediately. I'll have to restart the application for that to take effect. I'll have to restart the application for the changes that we made to take effect. Okay, and one more thing, as I'm restarting the application, I also have to import the custom header that I've created here, and finally we have something like this. So currently this is what the application looks like. It still has quite a long way to go. We still need to make some considerable changes to it. So for now, that is all for now. And if you like this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. Kindly do subscribe because I need a lot of subscribers to keep going. So I guess I'll see you in the next video.